Hello, I'm John David Bruja, on location, standing in front of the Bailey's Harbor Rear Range Lighthouse. And welcome to a special edition of John's Traveling Movie Corner, United States Lighthouse Society Door County Tour. Wildflowers, fish boils, and lighthouses. Hello, I'm John David Bruja, on location at Bailey's Harbor Rear Range Lighthouse. And welcome to a special edition of John's Traveling Movie Corner, United States Lighthouse Society Door County Tour. Wildflowers, fish boils, and lighthouses. On part 2, we'll be seeing, of course, more lighthouses, hopefully 12, museums, and other historical land features. And who knows, maybe even a movie location or two. I hope you enjoy the ride. Between the first 3 days and the last 2 days of exploring lighthouses in Door County was a free day. Carlene and I spent our free day at the resort, relaxing, before our evening of taut tales and authentic fish boils. Well, our free day is over. It's back on the road. We have 2 days left and we still have 12 more lighthouses to see. 6 today and 6 tomorrow. First up, Bailey's Harbor Front and Rear Range Lighthouse. Well, we made it to our first lighthouse of the day, Bailey's Harbor Light. As you can see, it's only a photo op and it's one of the few remaining lighthouses that had a bird cage. But unfortunately, much deterioration has happened and it's all but fallen off. Bailey's Birdcage Lighthouse was the third light built in Door County around 1852. Unfortunately, in December of 1869, the light was extinguished for the last time. And it is only one of 4 birdcage lighthouses still remaining in the United States. We just came from Old Bailey Harbor Light. Now we are standing in front of Bailey's Harbor Front Range Lighthouse. Built in 1869 and lit in 1870, it was automated in 1923. Bailey's Harbor Front Range is the shortest lighthouse in Wisconsin with a tower height of 20 feet. Deactivated in 1969 when a directional light was placed on a 31-foot tower on the shore range. Only 950 feet separate the distance between the two lighthouses. In 1993, Ridges Sanctuary restored both lighthouses. In between Bailey's Harbor Front and Rear Range Lighthouse, we stopped off at the Ridges, which is a sanctuary, which was a very pinnacle to the restoration of both lighthouses back in 1993. The Ridges Sanctuary would become Wisconsin's first land trust. Up next, Bailey's Harbor Rear Range Lighthouse. $15,000 were requested for both the front and rear range lighthouse at Bailey's Harbor, 3 times the cost of the original Bailey Harbor Lighthouse. In 2004, the current boardwalk connecting the 2 lighthouses was installed. In 2015, the modern skeletal tower was replaced and the Bailey's Harbor Range lights returned to service after 46 years of inactivity. Public tours resumed in 2016 at Bailey's Harbor Lighthouse, and the lights celebrated its 150th anniversary in 2019. I walked around the light, passing by the oil house and other buildings before going inside and enjoying the hard work from all those involved in the restoration of the light as I made my way inside and all the way up to the tower. Coming up next, Cana Island Lighthouse. Well, getting to Cana Island was not as easy as one thinks. You got to remember there is a stretch that is usually underwater. And as usual, it was underwater this time, but thanks to a tractor and wagon, we were able to cross safely to Cana Island and then walk the rest of the way to Cana Island Lighthouse and climb the tower. Built in 1869, Cana Island Lighthouse was automated in 1944, and the tower stands at 86 feet. The island operates as a museum, and at a time of the construction, it was the tallest building in Door County. Located just north of Bailey's Harbor, Cana Island Lighthouse is probably Door County's most photographed and visited lighthouse. Replacing the badly needed defective old Bailey's Harbor Lighthouse, Cana Island's tower was constructed of a Cream City brick, which unfortunately deteriorated quickly from snow, ice, and storms. So they encased it in steel and painted it white to protect it. And like several of the other lighthouses on this tour, we were also allowed inside and up to the tower to see the light, and then outside to see all the way around the Cana Island Lighthouse. But the biggest question is Cana Island Lighthouse an island or just the end of a peninsula between Moonlight Bay and North Bay? Coming up next is the Algoma Lighthouse and the Kewaunee Lighthouse. Well, we left Door County and now we are at Algoma Pierhead Lighthouse. First built in 1893, a cast iron tower was reconstructed in 1908 and in 1932. Algoma Pierhead Lighthouse is one of two Wisconsin lighthouses that still uses a catwalk. The other one, of course, was the Sturgeon Bay Ship Canal North Pierhead Lighthouse. Since 1932, little has changed with the lighthouse operating the light 24/7. Ironically, General Douglas MacArthur helped design the pier as an engineer. The tower was relocated and the height of the lighthouse was increased to 42 feet. And the Algoma Pierhead Lighthouse was automated back in 1973. Up next, our last lighthouse of the day, the Kewaunee Lighthouse. Well, we almost made it to Kewaunee Pierhead Lighthouse, but unfortunately there was a lighthouse shop that we had to make a quick stop to. After spending some time and money at the lighthouse gift shop, we made our way to the last light of the day, the Kewaunee Pierhead Lighthouse. Now, because of the strong winds and the waves splashing onto the pier, we did not know if access to the lighthouse would be possible. But the lighthouse was open for us to climb, and our group was determined. So we carefully made our way to the Kewaunee Pierhead Lighthouse and all the way up to the tower. Established in 1889 as a set of two range lights, it marks the entrance to the Kewaunee River. In 1912, the South Pier was built with a fifth-order lens installed. In 1931, the tower was removed and a new tower at a height of 43 feet was built from the fog signal building. The lighthouse was transferred from the Coast Guard to the city in 2011, with renovations beginning in 2015. In 2019, the lens was removed and placed on display in the Kewaunee County Historical Society's History Center. In fact, public tours of the lighthouse also started in 2019. And like two other lighthouses that we saw on this tour, this lighthouse also had a catwalk leading to its light, but was removed after it was automated in 1981. And finally, if you have some time, check out the world's tallest grandfather clock, which stands at 35 feet and 10 inches tall, also in Kiwanis Harbor. Well, welcome to the last day of the United States Lighthouse Society Door County Tour. Wildflowers, fish boils, and lighthouses. We're going to see about 5 or 6 more lighthouses today and hopefully climb 2 or 3, you never know. There may be a few surprises along the way, like our first stop in Appleton, Wisconsin. In 1921, the building was purchased. In 1932, the Appleton Yacht Club was formed, and in 1978, the current building was finally completed. It wasn't until 2012 that the Appleton Yacht Club Lighthouse was added. Coming up next, the Neenah Lighthouse, or also known as the Kimberly Point Lighthouse. We are now at the Neenah Lighthouse, also known as Kimberly Point Lighthouse. Built in 1945, the tower was 40 feet in height, but then extended to 49 feet in 1954. The lighthouse and the surrounding land was made possible by a generous family donation. The Kimberly family donated the land in 1929, overlooking the confluence of the Fox River and Lake Winnebago. Next came the lighthouse, but that was delayed by the start of World War II. Finally, it was completed in 1945 with a weather vane on the top of the lighthouse in the shape of a sailboat. There are twin porches on each side of the base forming a patio. Kimberly Point Lighthouse is one of 4 present-day lighthouses on a controlled timer. The light automatically aids navigators from early May through October. Coming up next, Asylum Point Lighthouse. We are now at Asylum Point Lighthouse in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Built in 1937, the tower is 30 feet in height. Asylum, meaning sanctuary or place of refuge, Asylum Point Lighthouse was licensed to operate but never acquired one. Asylum Point Lighthouse was never lit or electrified. Located on a man-made island and near Northern Asylum, changed to Winnebago Mental Health Institute, thus Asylum Point and Asylum Bay. Unfortunately, due to an ice storm 2 years ago in 2019, the walkway to Asylum Point was destroyed and we were unable to cross over to the island and climb the lighthouse. Up next, Brays Point Lighthouse. Well, we made it to Brays Point Lighthouse, or known as Rockwell Lighthouse. And yes, we got permission from both neighbors on each side. In fact, the neighbor that owns the lighthouse allowed us permission onto his property. Thank you very much. Built in 1909, it was decommissioned in 1950 and restored and relit in 1986. Built by former Wisconsin State Senator William Bray, used his own money to buy the land, construct the tower, and pay for the maintenance, and became the first lighthouse keeper. An octagonal cement lighthouse with a height of 26 feet with a fixed red light. Also known as the Rockwell Lighthouse after George A. Rockwell, the architect, who drew up the plans for the lighthouse, but unfortunately died after the final drawing was finished at age 41. Coming up next is the Fond du Lac Lighthouse, and this one we get to climb. Well, there's only 3 lighthouses left. We now are at the Fond du Lac Lighthouse, and it's another lighthouse we get to climb. Built in 1933, it's an 8-sided lighthouse with a 56-foot tall tower with a wooden frame. Situated at the entrance to the Harbor Yacht Club in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, it was saved from destruction in 1967 and restored in 1993. Located at the south end of Lake Winnebago, the Fond du Lac Lighthouse was built at no cost to the city during the Depression, with the help of many individuals, including a yacht club, obtaining a $200 beacon for the lantern room. You can reach the observation deck with views of Lake Winnebago and Lakeside Park via the winding blue wooden staircases along the interior walls. Coming up next, Fisherman's Road Lighthouse. We are now at Fisherman's Road Lighthouse in Pipe, Wisconsin. At a height of 25 feet, it is now located at the boat ramp and small marina, but at once it was actually alongside the tall tower at Calumet Harbor. It was moved to its present location in 2001. Coming up, the last lighthouse of our tour, the Calumet Harbor Lighthouse. Well, I finally stopped shedding tears. This is the last lighthouse on our United States Lighthouse Society Door County tour. The Calumet Harbor Lighthouse. Built in 1936, it's a steel skeletal tower with a height of 70 feet. It's a 3-story open-air lighthouse on the eastern shore of Lake Winnebago and Pipe Creek inside Columbia Park. It was originally built as a water tower for the Fond du Lac Table Factory. In 1936, it was moved to Calumet Harbor. In the 1880s, the stairs and observation deck were unsafe and removed. Restoration was completed, and in 1992, it opened up again for people to climb it, like me. That's right, 117 steps all the way up to the top of Calumet Harbor Lighthouse. Then the same 117 steps all the way down. We made it all the way up the Calumet Harbor Lighthouse. And you can see what a stunning view it provides. Now we just have to do is walk all the way down. I hope you enjoyed the show. A show of this magnitude has many people behind the scenes putting it together. I would like to thank all the staff and volunteers at all the lighthouses we visited and climbed, including the tractor driver who took us safely to and from Cana Island Lighthouse. Our box lunches from Pilora's Cafe and Rowley's Bay. I'd also like to thank our bus driver who got us safely to and fro from every lighthouse, every museum, and every destination back to Green Bay safely. And also I would like to thank all the other photographers where I got pictures from to include into my show. And special thanks to the United States Lighthouse Society for providing us with this tour and our tour guides, Kelly Bauer and Mike Rosenberger. And of course, especially to my wife, Carlene Bruja, travel assistant and assistant photographer. I'm John David Bruja, on location at the Fond du Lac Lighthouse in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. This has been a special edition of John's Traveling Movie Corner, United States Lighthouse Society Door County Tour. Wildflowers, fish boils, and lighthouses. I hope you enjoyed the ride.